Children of Sunderland and South Tyneside, I call upon you to join me as an inventor and change the world with your brilliant and bonkers ideas. I think we're all born creative. Some people say, oh, I'm not creative, but that's not true. You were creative when you were a child. You just lost it by being sort of, when you go through the education system and then the work as an adult, your mind gets a bit limited and restricted and you get a bit self-conscious and suddenly your creativity can be lost.
This is a Lego brick sorter. It's called a wind vane.
What's a wind vane do?
It makes the wind.
And if it's untidy, 6 arms will pop out, go through holes in the wall and tidy up your room for you. And the retail would, I think, actually would quite be round about 100,000.
This is what we give each of the children, and I've got a pile that big now. And that's only 5 days. And next week we're going to be seeing 300 children, and of course each child does more than one, so that could be like 400, 500 inventions.
Goes 2,000 miles an hour and it's got no brakes.
It's a laser complete, but it shoots lasers, but it turns into spikes.
It's up to people what they see in this project, but it would be nice if they saw that children have a huge potential, of course we know it, but that they can actually do things and make a contribution to this world before waiting to become adults. They're not just like practicing, they're actually have got ideas that could change the world in little ways, or even whether it's a hilarious, fun, brilliant idea. I mean, that's a contribution.
They have absolutely loved it. They've had their thinking heads on, they've been thinking outside the box, and they've come up with some absolutely fantastic ideas that I would like to see in my house at home. I think it's given them the possibility that they could do anything, because if they can dream it, perhaps they can do it.
I have to read them all because I don't want to miss a classic invention that might change the world. That says nose sniffer, guinea pig washer. I'm going to have to come back to this one. Just showing the guys who've come along from different industries: fiberglass, wood, 3D printing, glass, lots of skills. And so I've got them to say which ones they're interested in. So, they're enthusiastic about making the things. And then it's just about, we've got to make decisions really quickly as to about what to go forward with.
Like a little lever or a bottom.
The last thing we did was the children came in and met the makers at the Fab Lab, because the inventors are the client and the maker is simply making what the design is.
That's a perfect shape of your image, yeah. And then we rubbed it all down, got it all nice and smooth and everything, and then we painted it. Then I got some fiberglass, which is this stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to fiberglass it and make it, and then we'll have to let it set till tomorrow.
Keeps ladybirds dry.
A really lovely idea was by Sophia, who's only age 5. And she came up with an umbrella to protect the ladybirds from the rain, which I thought was a hilarious and clever idea. And we went to the National Glass Centre, where Norman came out of retirement after 50 years of working in the glassworks industry. And he made Sophia's idea right in front of her, and she was absolutely transfixed watching her imagination made real.
You can't high-five anyone if no one's around, so I invented the high-five machine. My hand's going to be printed in 3D, so it can go on the top of this. If you're sad, and it cheers you up.
We've got a family scooter, which is a brilliant idea, because who wants to be scooting around by themselves? A bit lonely. I'm normally in control of every facet, but really I've just started the seed of this project, and now it's going off in surprising directions. This has been here for about a month, so people in the area have been asking questions about what on earth is going on behind the windows. So now there's an opening where all of the children have come and all of the parents to see what the makers have made from their inventive drawings. This is it's a sort of a war avoider.
I think it's given more ideas of how we can work with kids and start to get them interested in things like engineering, architecture, design and art, and how they can access things a little bit more easily by working with the technicians there.
Great working with young people. They don't come with any kind of preconceived ideas about what you should or shouldn't do. It's been a really good test of our skills, showing how we can link with kind of a really broad section of the community to help them make things.
It uses chicken wire meshes, small or large for chips or wedges, to cut a potato by shooting it through a high-powered air gun. One of the best things is bin, just not holding back, firing all of this out of my mind onto the paper. I mean, usually I'm scarce of ideas, but because there's no limits on this one, there's plenty of ones flooding in.
It's really nice to see how the children have reacted and how many questions they're asking. They're so inquisitive about wanting to know more. So I think this hopefully has kick-started some sort of inventive ambition in children. So it'll be interesting to come back to see how many children in Sunderland, South Tyneside, have become designers, inventors, artists, creative, and so I'm going to come back in 10 years and see what's happened.
You can do whatever you want. So you don't have to do something. You can do anything. Even if it doesn't work, you can still say, I made this, I made that. You can do whatever it wants and it'll still be your invention.
Dominic, I didn't know anything about him before, but now that I've heard of him, he's practically my hero in invention.
You're my hero. Well, that is a brilliant idea. I think you're going to be a superstar. I'm going to come back in 10 years' time and I want you to have invented something that's going to change the world. Do you think so?
Okay.
Possible.
10 years is a while. I think I can do it then.
Oh, brilliant.
First 5 will be thinking of something.
First 5 think of the ideas, second 5 make them.
Yes.
That's no problem.